President Biden and the Biden administration have some big plans as to how they're going to solve the immigration crisis down at the southern border. And before I get into their plan as to what they're going to do to eliminate all those people just waiting to get into the United States, I first want to give you two numbers. The first one is 234,896. These are the amount of people back in November, and 251,487. These are the amount of people in December. And no, these are not the amount of people that needed unemployment benefits here in the United States. Neither are these the amount of people that are worried about the prices of price increases of food here in the U.S. either. Although that number would probably be pretty high. These two numbers indicate the amount of people that U.S. authorities had to stop along the Mexican border in just the past 2 months. Yeah, 234,000 and 251,000 people. That's over, or pretty close to 500,000 people in just 2 months. Now, President Biden said that the U.S. is going to accept 30,000 people per month under humanitarian parole. These are from places like Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and even Venezuela. However, in order to be accepted, you first must apply online, you have to pay for airfare, and you have to find a financial sponsor. Now, this all has to happen for you to be granted a 2-year stay. But this brings up the big question. How can somebody from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, even Venezuela, how can they afford something like that? How can they afford airfare? Or how can they go about getting a financial sponsor? Well, this is where the Biden administration has made some changes. Because how would you like to pay out of your own pocket? How would you like to pay in order to see refugees from another country make it into the United States for at least 2 years? If there was something like this available, would you be willing to give up $2,275 of your own money in order to make this happen? Well, and no. I'm not talking about raising taxes in order to pay for this. President Biden has made it very clear he is firmly against raising taxes for people making less than $400,000 per year. However, something did happen earlier this week, and that is that the Biden administration has unveiled a new program that would actually allow private citizen groups to sponsor refugees. Okay, that's interesting, right? That's actually pretty big. Well, what does this mean? Well, here's what I can tell you. They have given us a little bit of information, and I want to explain what this means. Just look at this. It says right here, under the program, at least 5 individuals can apply to sponsor refugees and help them acclimate to life in the U.S. with the help of a consortium of nonprofit resettlement organizations. Well, what does that mean? What does that mean then? What's my role in this? What do I have to do? Right? That's probably what some people are thinking. Well, look at this. Here's what it says. Okay? And this says right here, the sponsor groups must raise a minimum of $2,275 per refugee, but they will not be required to provide ongoing financial support to the refugees they sponsor. It also goes on to say, the initial amount, it actually goes to provide the initial support for the refugees during their first 3 months in the country. And then it goes on to say, the money goes towards things such as apartment security deposits, clothing, and furniture. Okay. So the money's not just going to pay for fees to the U.S. government. It's going to go to just providing them the financial support for the first 3 months. Now, here's my question for anybody. How can somebody afford clothing, furniture, and apartment security deposits? Because the last I checked, most landlords are going to want a first, last, and a security deposit. Let's say you're, just on average, you pay $1,500 a month. $1,500 plus $1,500, that's your first and last. That gives you up to $3,000. Let's say it's just another $1,500 for your security deposit. That puts you at $4,500. But yet, this group of 5 people, whether it's 1 or 5, they must raise $2,275 per refugee. They're going to be a little bit short. Now, let's read this. I think this is interesting. Okay, let's read this down here. Okay, it says, it's a lot of work involved in sponsoring a refugee, finding schools, helping them find affordable housing, getting their kids signed up for school, helping them find jobs, showing them where the pharmacy is, what bus to take. It's a lot more than what the average American can do. And so we think that providing a group of 5 or more Americans is more likely to be successful. Okay. So is it really just providing for one person or one person and their family? Because it says here you need to help them find schools, help them find affordable housing, getting their kids signed up for school, helping them find jobs, showing them where the pharmacy is, so on and so forth. There's a lot to it. So is this essentially the Biden administration pushing their obligation of taking care of refugees that are coming into this country because they are wanting them in here? In some cases, they're just allowing them to just walk on through. But is that the Biden administration's way of saying, you know what, we can't afford this? So if you guys can, if the American people are willing to sacrifice about $2,000, then we will put together a program where you sponsor them. It's not on the U.S. taxpayers. It's on you, technically as a U.S. taxpayer. You are going to pay the fee. You're going to pay the money. You'll get them started, and then we'll take over from there. It's interesting. This is the Biden administration's big plan to solve this immigration crisis down at the southern border, is to make the American people, or ask the American people to just open up their wallet, open up their bank account in a time when inflation is still fairly high, food is getting outright expensive, utilities are still up there, home prices haven't crashed yet, right? Putting gasoline in your car is getting more expensive by the day. All these things are troubling the American people, and yet the Biden administration says, you know what? Let's ask the American people if they can help, and if they can, then it will be on them. It's interesting. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I was just curious. I was reading this the other day, thought, you know what? That can't be right. Then I saw more and more reports on it, and then I saw a few interviews this morning and thought, that's interesting. I wonder what everyone else's take is on it. So let me know down in the comment section below. Would you be willing to give up anywhere from $0 to $2,275 in order to get refugees into the United States? Would you sponsor them? And if you would, let me know. How much money would you contribute of your own money, your hard-earned money? How much would you contribute? Let me know down in the comment section below, whether it's $0, $5, or the full $2,275. Let me know down in the comment section below. But again, thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing. I'll see you guys on the next one.